Make your voices be heard. Call us, text us. Kaieteur Radio 99.1, 99.5 FM, the Wake Up Guyana Show.
This is the news on top of the hour.
Live from our studio in Georgetown.
Kaieteur Radio 99.1 FM.
Hello and welcome to your news at noon for Thursday, December 17th on Kaieteur Radio. The news at noon comes to you with the compliments of Amalanda Milk. I am Kevin Smith and these are the top stories we are tracking. Another $34 million loan from IDB, part to help fix Petroleum Commission bill and a new local content policy. Emergency medicine specialist promotes ivermectin in personal COVID-19 prevention plan. Government to beg for more money to fight COVID-19. Omai strikes gold, but the nation still clueless about contract terms. And President Ali urges police force to find ways to win public's trust and announces 2 weeks bonus and housing program for ranks. Stay tuned to stay informed.
Kaieteur Radio, keeping you informed.
Demerara and Essequibo 99.1 FM.
Burbies 99.5 FM. Kaieteur Radio.
Enjoy Free Night Talk with Digicel, the curfew edition. Get unlimited free talk to any Digicel number between 9 p.m. to 6 a.m. All you have to do is top up $1,000 or more every day before 6 p.m. to enjoy unlimited free talk. That's a whole lot of gaff. No more boring nights. You can now call your mommy, daddy, your bestie, your boo, even granny to tell them all that Digicel unlimited free night talk is back. Terms and conditions apply. Digicel, there with you.
Kaieteur Radio.
Covering Guyana from coast to coast.
Demerara and Essequibo 99.1 FM.
Burbies 99.5 FM. Kaieteur Radio.
And now for the news in detail. Guyana's request for a $34 million loan from the Inter-American Development Bank is still in the preparation stage. Meanwhile, the financial institution has already made it clear that a portion of it would be used to help the country get its Petroleum Commission bill and new local content policy in order. With respect to the Petroleum Commission bill, the financial institution has noted that Ghana needs to make urgent reforms to the current draft so as to ensure that the head of such a crucial body is empowered to act independently and is able to demand that stakeholders obey industry norms. In relation to the new local content policy being pursued by the PPPC, the IDB holds the view that a push towards local content strives to ensure, at the very least, that the company is hiring local labor and procuring local goods and services from the host country. While many are anxiously awaiting the arrival of a COVID-19 vaccine in this part of the world, some medical experts are convinced that there are other effective methods that are readily available and to help combat the disease. Now, embracing this notion is local emergency medicine specialist Dr. Zulfikar Bucks. Dr. Bucks shared his personal plan to ward off the disease pending the arrival of the vaccine. Included in his plan is the use of a medication called ivermectin. Around 4 decades, ivermectin is a medication used to treat many types of parasite infestations. It is being touted as one of the drugs that can help to fight the dreaded COVID-19. Fully supporting its efficacy, the doctor noted that ivermectin is not patented. It is cheap and therefore it is not as profitable as many other medications that are recently invented and still have a patent. And moving on, in terms of international financial assistance that is needed to address the unprecedented financial demands of fighting COVID-19, the government of Guyana is seeking support from multilateral institutions for a total amount of $74 million. This includes a $20 million budget support from OPEC, Fund for International Development, along with several loans from the Inter-American Development Bank. Now let's tell you, Omai Gold Mines Limited yesterday announced a massive discovery of high-grade gold in its abandoned Wenot pit at Kayuni in Region 7, with the promised findings originating from an unassessed core from a 2012 drilling program that had been preserved by GGMC. While this may seem like promising news, Guyanese have no clue what benefits they will reap from this massive find, as the contract signed between Omai and the government remains shrouded in secrecy, although it should have been made public as part of Guyana's requirements as an EITI member. Under the EITI's contractual requirements, Guyana is mandated to publicize all natural resources contracts and licenses that provide the terms attached to the exploitation of oil, gas, and minerals. In other news, President Irfan Ali told senior police officers that enhanced professionalism within the force will result in notable improvements in the way they are viewed by the citizens of Guyana. The president announced that his government will work on a special housing program to enhance the lives of all police. He noted that capacity building in the force is integral to ensuring that members are equipped to benefit from all of the opportunities to come. He reminded them that they, along with all men and women in uniform, will also benefit from 2 weeks of tax-free bonus before the end of the year. You are tuned into Kaieteur Radio 99.1 and 99.5 FM, and this is your news at noon. Coming up after the break, West Berbice serial killer gets 2 life sentences, and judge says there is no mitigating factor that goes in your favor. Woman killed after car slams into median. Meanwhile, commercial fishermen will lose access to some far-out fishing areas due to pay-hour project. But Exxon says impact on livelihoods will be negligible, says the EIA. Do stay tuned.
Kaieteur Radio.
Covering Guyana from coast to coast.
Demerara and Essequibo 99.1 FM.
Berbice 99.5 FM. Kaieteur Radio.
Guyana is now a full-fledged oil-producing nation. But how much do you know about this valuable yet finite resource? On our radio program, Guyana's Oil and You, we strike at the heart of every issue with informed views and credible data. The time is now for you to arm yourself with insightful knowledge on your oil wealth.
It seems like children have been home from school forever, and you've done baking, drawing, schoolwork, and played Ring of Roses about 100 times. We've all been under some strain lately, but let us embrace our children. They're under strain too. Let's show them more love, patience, and care. Let's help to build their resilience in these trying times. Not just today or tomorrow, but for the future. Their future.
A message from the Child Care and Protection Agency, Ministry of Human Services and Social Security, and UNICEF.
This Christmas, Shake to Win just got bigger! Now when you purchase our new bigger Digital Prime bundle and Shake to Win, you can choose your prize and share it with someone you love. So, shake more and share more! Share more daily prizes and guaranteed wins every Saturday. You can win laptops, cash, smartphones, credit, data, and so much more. Shake more, share more. Activate a Digital Prime bundle in the My Digital app and Shake to Win this Christmas.
Kaieteur Radio, keeping you informed.
Demerara and Essequibo 99.1 FM.
Berbice 99.5 FM. Kaieteur Radio.
Welcome back. Let us continue with the news. 28-year-old Ruplal Ibrahim of Rosignol and West Coast Berbice, who has been described as a serial killer, has received 2 sentences of life in prison for his atrocities. And Ibrahim, accused of committing murder since he was 16 years old, was facing 2 trials, one for a double murder and another. The murders occurred within a 7-day period back in 2016. He pleaded guilty to manslaughter on each occasion. In both cases, Justice Reynolds sentenced the accused to life in jail with a possibility of parole after spending 25 years. He stated that the sentences are separate. Meanwhile, the police were commended for the work they did in solving the crime. A woman was killed on Tuesday after the car which she was traveling in crashed into a median along the McDoom Public Road, East Bank, Demerara. Dead is 33-year-old Amina Suklal of Providence. According to police, the crash took place around 22 hours 45, and injured are the driver of the car, identified as 23-year-old member of the GDF, and another occupant, 26-year-old Alston Edwards. The car was reportedly heading towards Georgetown along the eastern lane of the Western Carriageway when the driver lost control of the car and slammed into the concrete median at McDoom. And moving on, petroleum supermajor ExxonMobil has a big project coming up in 2024, and it has said that the environmental and social impact assessment that the operations will cause commercial fishing vessels to lose access to some far out-reaching areas that are currently available to them. Those areas are around the project development area. However, the company said that it has assessed the significance of the potential impact on commercial fishing livelihoods to be negligible. Payara is the third intended development in the Stabroek block for ExxonMobil's local subsidiary Esso. It is scheduled to begin production in 2024 with as much as 220,000 barrels of oil coming up per day. ExxonMobil said that the impact of its operations on the lives of commercial fisherfolk will be negligible because the development area will have a small footprint. And moving on, still in custody is the woman who battered her 6-year-old daughter until she was unconscious before leaving her under a mango tree. This was confirmed by Regional Commander Jairam Ramlakhan. He also disclosed that a file was prepared and sent to the office of the DPP for advice. Meanwhile, we were informed that the toddler has since regained consciousness and is responsive at the Georgetown Public Hospital Corporation. Father of the child, Steve Ramsaran, disclosed that while his daughter is awake, she is unable to eat and is speaking very little. Ramsaran said that it aches him to see his daughter in such a condition and that he is mentally and physically exhausted, but he is staying strong for his daughter. Let's tell you now that Justice Navindra Singh yesterday imposed an 11.5-year sentence on 70-year-old Randolph Fitzroy Josiah after he pleaded guilty to killing his stepdaughter. Josiah was initially indicted for murdering his 14-year-old stepdaughter, Fernella Samuels, on April 24, 2013. He pleaded guilty to the lesser count of manslaughter when his case came up at the High Court in Georgetown. It is now 12 hours 13. Now for your COVID-19 update. The number of worldwide coronavirus cases, according to Worldometer, has reached 74.7 million, while the deaths has reached 1.6 million, and recovery cases has reached 52.5 million. A 93-year-old man and a 72-year-old woman are Guyana's latest COVID-19 deaths. Their deaths have pushed the COVID-19 death toll in the country to 158. There are 43 newly recorded cases, and the new total number of confirmed cases bring the total to 6,016. 630 patients are in home isolation, 36 are in institutional isolation, and 7 are in the COVID-19 ICU. And coming from CNN, as COVID-19 vaccinations continue to roll out across the U.S., new daily cases, deaths, and hospitalizations all hit new records. Dr. Anthony Fauci said Moderna's COVID-19 vaccine could receive emergency use authorization as early as today. Meanwhile, U.S. lawmakers are scrambling to reach a second coronavirus relief deal. And in Europe, French President Emmanuel Macron has tested positive for COVID-19. And that brings us to the end of today's news at noon. Remember, the news came to you with the compliments of Amalanda Milk. I am Kevin Smith. Thank you for listening.
Kaieteur Radio.
Covering Guyana from coast to coast.
Demerara and Essequibo 99.1 FM.
Berbice 99.5 FM. Kaieteur Radio.
And that's the news of the moment. Remember to get the full details of these stories. Pick